Hi guys. Hi. Hi. Hi, I'm late to this. I know. Hello everybody. Uh yeah, okay. New trailer. I'm not surprised. I mean, I did already see that it was posted. I actually didn't realize that essentially today was the event going on, and I half expected, okay, that probably won't be a new trailer because they have a panel at Anime Japan, so I wasn't sure. They do. They do. Okay. Fair enough. Anyways, I'm here. Uh, I will be completely blunt with this right off the bat. And I don't mean this in a bad way in any sense. I just want to be blunt about it. I wasn't actually sure if I was going to react to this, right? Mainly just because I had gone up around the time of all this being posted, right? It was not even at the time of this being, I guess this trailer in specific was posted around that time. Everything else was just actively getting posted over time, right? I woke up like, I want to say like an hour or two after the event had started, and then I also passed out later for a long while, right? So there's that. Um, and that's just been my usual thing right now, honestly. Just to mention it, it's just like working on a lot. It's technically speaking stressful. In a certain sense, there's a lot to do, but it's less, I guess, stress and more so just exhaustion. Right? Eventually, you hit a point where you just pass out. Happens. It's been happening a lot. It's happened a lot in the past. It's just something that comes with working on a lot of stuff. But regardless of that, right? Uh, So this trailer dropped, and I looked at it, and I went, "Oh, neat! They actually do have a new trailer out." Um, and I did debate on whether or not I want to do a reaction on it, mainly because recent stuff on the channel has essentially just been this, right? It's been the previous reaction, and then this one. There's been a little bit in between, right? There's been the stuff for the Rumble and everything, which, by the way, I fucked up again. Everything was so perfect for the Rumble, and then I didn't realize it switched to this fucking mic. I'm sure anybody who watched the Rumble and has seen the live reading sessions knows, or probably knew exactly what happened as soon as they heard my audio and went, "Oh no!" Right? Like they probably just immediately realized, and I hate that. I hate that I didn't notice it at first, and I didn't bother to like double check. Right? Regardless of that, uh, the Rumble and this has been like the recent stuff on the channel, and I'm like, you know, we have big stuff on the way, right? I was like, we have this universe video, we have the full 2025 review video essentially on the way as well, right? Uh, ADT has more stuff coming for Act 2 and all this, which we now decided to do a little bit extra in terms of revamping the old chapters, like I had mentioned at the end of Act Two's first arc. I don't know why I had to think about how to word that, but I sometimes mix it up there. But at the end of Act Two's first arc, I had brought up the whole idea of, hey, we might go back and revamp everything. Me and my pal Brandon, and we'll go through that. We'll edit everything, all that. We've decided to do that now, so that's great, right? We're gonna fix up all those old chapters. Um, However, right, there was all this stuff, and I kind of sat there and went, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want a reaction to be once again the latest thing on the channel, right? Uh, and I don't mind doing them, right? By all means, I am totally cool with doing them. It was just like, I don't know. That's a little rough. Um, but I do love Arc 6 a lot, right? And I do need to properly sit my ass down and go through it. I've been going through a whole lot of different series. Essentially like currently, right? In terms of just like, oh yeah, I switched off, watching Naruto to reading it after hearing about how the anime had handled it and everything. Uh and all this sort of other shit that's like, oh yeah, like a friend recommended I read this, and also I made a deal with them in regards to reading it. Uh and then also, Cinderella Gray that finished recently, and I fucking love that. I mean, if you can see the shelf now, there might be something obvious on there that makes it clear I love that series, right? Um, but all this collective stuff that was just kind of like, okay, I eventually will get to reading Arc 6, but in the present. I know I'm rambling a bit here, and apologies for that. Again, this was a bit unplanned. Um, in the present, I was unsure, right? Because it's like there's a lot to do right now, and I don't want reactions to just be the brand new things like, people get. I feel like that's a bit disappointing. That's what happened for a majority of like last year or the year prior, right? Whichever of the 2 years it was. I feel like that blends together a lot, unfortunately. But I didn't want that to be the only thing, right? Not to say I despise these sort of reactions or anything like that. It's just a matter of I want to be able to provide all of you with content that's both here's this stuff, me going through ReZero or whatever it may be, and here's these big, videos that I put a like shit ton into, and then it's like really entertaining to watch and all this, right? Like, prime example, people seem to really enjoy the anime adaptations video. Fuck, was that 2 years ago? No. Oh, damn. If that was, that's been a bit. Holy shit. But yeah, that video, right, had some good reception to it. And I'm like, okay, great, right? I'm glad that, a lot of this stuff doesn't just feel like, I'm gonna say filler in a sense, right? It's not really a thing for like myself. I mean, I do want to mention this sort of stuff as like, oh yeah, here's a topic I want to talk about. But I am glad to see that, people do want to sit down and watch that sort of thing. It does make me happy to see like, okay, there is interest in all regards for everything here, and I can provide entertainment regardless of whatever means, right? Sick. But with that said, right, once again, for like the billionth time, I wasn't sure about this. The big thing I did see that I was super excited about, that actually took more of my excitement than a new trailer, was I posted about it on Twitter, if anybody saw. We're getting figures. Like, proper ones. Like, I don't know if she can be seen back there. Like, it's similar to this Elsa one. Like, a proper figure of, like, Elsa, like, for example. Yeah, we're getting that. Of all the royal candidates, like proper figures, no, sexualization of them or anything like that, right? Just them. Priscilla has the Yang sword, right? And then on top of that, the knights, all of them, Subaru included, and I freaked the fuck out when I saw that. I was like legitimately so damn excited. The fact that something has changed, and listen, I don't think my video did shit. I'm gonna be so for real, right? My video has, I want to say 100 to 200 views. That is nothing, right? I am glad that people listened to it. I'm glad that people did really enjoy it. And I'm not like saying like, oh, this video should have done better. That part doesn't really matter to me, right? I'm just pointing it out as I don't think that video did anything in regards to this. That video literally took a tweet that I had found, going over the statistics. Sorry, had a stutter there. Statistics of the series and going over, female fans to male fans and the comparison of what people enjoy, right? The male characters versus female, all this sort of stuff, right? What gets the most attention for a lot of people, right? I took a tweet from that for that video. I think that tweet was 1,000 times more relevant than that video I made, right? So I don't think they had any play there. But the fact that this is happening full stop, right? I don't give a shit about my impact. The fact that this is happening full stop is amazing. I am so damn happy that we are actually getting figures of pretty much everybody now, right? It seems like they're not going to give a shit about relevancy or whatever it may be anymore. We're just getting figures of characters now, and I'm so damn happy about that. Thank you. Thank you. It took so fucking long, but holy shit. Elsa was a good sign of that, right? As soon as the Elsa figure had dropped, or rather, like the pre order for it had dropped, I kind of realized, oh shit, are we going in a good direction here? I mean, it's Pop Up Parade, so I knew it was going to be good, right? But it was like, potentially other merch as well. And now other merch as well from other companies. Yeah, shit, we're getting proper figures. And they're even keeping it relevant because Arc 5 was the most recent anime wise, and Arc 8 and 9 was the most recent light novel and web novel wise. And Priscilla and Al. Priscilla and Al are the two first figures that are dropping out of all of them. That's so damn good. Anyways, I've rambled long enough that my computer screen actually timed out in the middle of that. So let's just get to this because, yeah, again, I wasn't planning on doing this at the start, but you know what? I won't lie. Seeing that there was interest for this made me sit there and go, okay, I did bookmark it just in case I was gonna do a reaction. Like legit, I had it bookmarked in case I wanted to. Uh, and I hadn't seen much out of it, out of like the 10 seconds, right, that I looked at essentially. So without further ado, let's just do it. Why not? All right, let's get to this. As per usual, we're gonna do one full watch through as is, and then I'm gonna go back and go over some of the details in there. Same as usual. Should be simple enough. All right, cool. Let's get into it. I like the foam grain on that. That effect. Oh, and they're doing it a lot. I am also including the actual trailer in, like, embedded in here just to kind of get it in. I actually forgot it's gonna play the opening as well, so that might be an issue, but we'll see. New version of that, huh? Yeah, alright. Looks sick as fuck. There it is. The hungry horseman. Ooh, I like how they are drawn. Oh wait, there it is. That's another scene I love. I might, here, just in case, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Still looks good though. Ooh, the transition between the two of them. Alright. Alright, you're so fucking cool. You are not a good person, but you're so cool. So, this feels very Whoa. Wait, I know who that is, I think. Was that a third volume thing? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, there it goes. Oh. Okay. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, I want to go over this as to be expected, right? As I had mentioned. Ooh, that looks good. I'm excited. I am excited for April. I want to note, this year is so fucking crazy in terms of, like, stuff coming out, right? Fucking, I forgot that Trigun was gonna drop, right? It dropped. And I forgot that. I'm like, oh shit, that was coming out this year. And then it's like, oh yeah, like Frieren, Jujutsu, fucking, what else? Dorohedoro got a, like, it, we already knew it was coming out this year. And out of nowhere, the offer just goes on Twitter and posts, oh, by the way, spring. Like, similar to this, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, spring. It's coming out in spring. We haven't dropped any trailers yet, but here you go, right? And I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool. No, thank you. Um, I'm so damn excited for everything coming out. There's so much shit. There's the Fist of the North Star remake, which I want to wait and see. Right? I am not gonna call it bad or anything like that because I think some of it looks great, some of it looks rough. That's how a lot of CGI anime is. Let's not immediately compare it to Berserk, right? I mean, shit, I was just talking about Dorohedoro. That's one of the prime examples of a good CGI anime, right? Um, but yeah, there's that. I don't even remember if the Siren anime adaptation that got announced, which, by the way, you know, the paw curled in my favor. When we were discussing that sort of thing, essentially, I think at this point, 2 years ago. Well, I mean, I guess not at this point, but, like, you know what I mean. Technically speaking, if we go off year, 2 years ago. But I think that might have been announced for this year. And it's just like, man, there's so much stuff coming out this year. I'm so happy. Okay. With that said, let's go through this. So yeah, we start off with this. I know damn well what that scene is, but obviously for spoiler reasons, I'm not gonna go into it. Um, I want to hear her performance as Shawa again. That I like that. I like that voice. That's the sort of, I mean, again, I mentioned it before, it wasn't what I was like fully, anticipating, but I was still decently happy with it, right? That I will say is the type of voice that I was really hoping for. So, good. Um, so this is so this kind of does prove, right? It is still there because this is a big thing that people had discussed. Both I saw on Twitter, and then I think I had might have mentioned it was the White Room and the fact that the White Room isn't there, right? And I wasn't sure if that was a web novel or light novel, difference, whatever it may be. Could have been a web novel difference. That's a big thing to note because that happens a lot, right? Um, and I was like, oh, is this just not a thing anymore? But it is. I do actually like how it looks as this stark, like, contrast to what's gonna happen, essentially. Uh, Subaru's hand there looks really nice with the blood and everything. It's like, oh, absolutely. We obviously saw it with Arc 5, but like, I don't know, something about. I think just because of the way it's like it's got the whole white lines between it, but because it's the White Room, it kind of creates once again a really stark contrast. I like that a lot. I guess in like his outfit entirely, just for the sake of kind of showing those details, they do have to do that, which is interesting. Um, then I mean, yeah, we know what this probably is. Um, but I will say that is a really funny way of doing it. It works by all means, but that is a really funny way of, you know, essentially going through that. Um, yeah, I love this raid performance. Oh, Sugita nailed that. Ugh. Um, the OST here I like this new version of that like death OST. It works really well, especially for like the location and everything. Um, this this is a very interesting look to the sort of like relaxing area. I mean, I had figured it was something like this, but I honestly kind of imagined something a little bit more run down. I guess this is kind of run down. It's just like you could try and convince me that this is just like somewhere at like the mansion, for example. And I would, yeah, I would roughly believe it. Like the walls have a bit of wear on them, which would lead me to go, I don't know. But uh, I think I imagined something that was a lot more like these like super kind of cracked walls, wooden table that's like really chipped up and everything, right? By all means, that's my own interpretation. Everybody's going to be different. That's how this works, right? That's how this series works. But still, um, I'm just gonna play it for the most part here. Oh, it's the chopsticks. I actually don't fully. No, I do remember when this is. I'm not. I'm not gonna go into details. I do remember when that is. Um, Once again, not to be. It's not shocking. They didn't show a lot of the later half of the arc. Uh, wow, they made it massive and imposing. Oh, it's beautiful. This is exactly how I imagined it. I mean, we've had illustrations of it, but it's beautiful. Mm. Did it screech at all? No, okay. I'm like, the screech is another big thing, and I guess we'll find out when we actually get to the episodes. But man, ooh, they did a good job with making it this big imposing thing. Now I gotta hear how it screeches. This scene is awesome, and I like the shading on her here. It's really damn good. This opening sounds pretty nice. Uh, First impressions of what I've heard. I mean, okay, I'll give it a bit. Let me play through it again. Um, is this? Yeah, I think that's still early. Yeah. I love that transition between the two of them. That's so good. That just panning over to Ram. It's like, oh, this part of the song sounds cool. I paused on his grippers. Good job, me. Um, mm. That fight looks so damn good. Oh, they... Yeah, that's... his hand there is a lot more of what we were usually seeing, so I guess, yeah, now we have, like, the actual look. I guess a lot of, like, light novel and web novel readers like myself are more familiar with. No, I know what this is. Yeah, yeah. Okay. There were two things I had fought at first. No, I know that is. Yeah, no, so that is not third volume. That would be second. Um, I fought third for reasons. Um, ooh, the animation there with them crying. Hmm. Not much else to say. It just looks really damn good. I'm excited, right? This is still a lot of early stuff of Arc 6. Anime Japan might show us some later stuff, potentially. Um, there's a particular character who I'm hoping might get a little bit more in the trailer because this is a big arc for them as well. Uh, but yeah, ooh, this looks good. This looks really damn good. I want to go here just so I can actually be seen. I realize because I know I didn't put any lights up, so as a result, I'm gonna be a little bit darker in the room. Um, but yeah, no, this. Ooh, I mean, what can I really say? I've said it many times before. I love how this looks. This looks great. Really damn excited. Oh boy. I mean, we'll be back on the React channel for April by all means. And by then, hopefully, I'm through a decent bit of the light novel version of Arc 6 because obviously I'm more familiar with the web novel. So I want to get, familiarized with the light novel version and then also remind myself fully of any smaller events I have forgotten because a lot of the large stuff I still fucking remember, right? This is my favorite arc of anything. Um, so yeah, I am excited. I am very excited to see what's in store. Again, I will be back for something like Anime Japan, right? I don't know if we'll have anything on the side that we could do by then. I'm just trying to think if there's anything in particular that lines up with that. Because it's like, I could work on video stuff. I guess I could chill out, edit. Uh, I could give essentially a sneak peek for something like the Xenoverse video or something like that. Because it's probably going to be around then. I would say I mentioned like March at the latest, and it's like I think it is actually just outright going to be March now. That is like what I'm probably going to aim for as the healthiest. Um, but yeah, maybe I'll just chill out, edit, and then while that happens, we go through this, right? There's a lot of other panels as well that I do need to see because I know there's like the Siren one and everything. Um, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot, and I'm absolutely, whew, I'm thinking about how much is just happening this year with all these series and everything, and I'm like, shit. Oh, there's a lot to go through. There's a lot to go through, but that's how it is, right? This sort of thing happens every now and then, and I'm excited. I've said it many times already. I'm excited. But yeah, we'll be back for that. I'll be back at some point soon for the live reading sessions. I know I've been a bit busy, and that's led to the whole thing of not many live reading sessions. I know I wanted to try for the end of last year, didn't really work out too well. That's all right. We will be back. I can promise you that. And while I finish up ADT, going to be obviously working on some smaller stuff in the background for the sake of like all these projects and everything, as well as, fully finishing up that video of, last year in full review. And then after that, yeah, uh, we'll do the live reading sessions. We'll get the Xenoverse video out. Same as, essentially what was promised, right? With that said, take care. Have yourselves a great night, great day, whatever it may be, right? Stay safe, and I'll see you all later, I guess. Farewell, peeps.